Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. Today, we're going to be learning all about ants. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Some people claim that due to their body structure, ants can plunge from any height and land completely unharmed. Imagine dropping a tiny ant from the top of the Empire State Building, or even from an airplane cruising thousands of feet up in the sky. Could an ant really survive the fall and walk away just fine? What do you think? Is this an actual fact or just too good to be true? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is myrmecology. That's myrmecology. Myrmecology is the branch of entomology that focuses on the scientific study of ants. Myrmecologists look at everything from how ants build their intricate underground cities to how they communicate using complex chemical signals. It's an incredibly vital field of science because ants play a massive role in engineering our soil and recycling nutrients across almost every ecosystem on Earth. The word myrmecology blends two Greek roots. Myrmex was the ancient Greek term for ant, and the second part, logia, means the study of a subject. Interestingly, in Greek mythology, there was a tribe of fierce warriors called the Myrmidons who were said to have been created by Zeus from a colony of ants. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about ants. Number 1. Ants possess superhero-level strength, allowing them to lift objects up to 50 times their body weight. Imagine an average human lifting a large SUV over their head with ease. That's the relative strength ants have as they lift numerous things that look kind of small to us but are huge and heavy compared to them. Because their bodies are so small, their muscles don't have to support a lot of internal weight, allowing them to dedicate all their power to external lifting. Their thick, rigid exoskeletons distribute heavy weight evenly across their tiny frames. This extreme physical power is essential for survival and the growth of the colony. Worker ants spend pretty much their whole day moving twigs, heavy pebbles, and of course pieces of food back to their nests. While those items seem small to us, they're absolutely enormous from the ants' perspective. Their ability to lift and carry these items makes them some of the most efficient construction workers and foragers in the entire animal kingdom. Number 2. Ants outnumber humans by over 2 million to 1, and collectively, they weigh a ton, or should I say millions of tons. Scientists estimate that there are about 20 quadrillion ants crawling around on Earth at any given moment. That's 2 followed by 15 zeros. So there are about 2.5 million ants for every single human being alive. When you add up the mass of all those tiny bugs, their collective weight is huge. The fresh biomass of all the ants on Earth is estimated to be about 70 to 100 million tons. For comparison, the biomass of all the birds on Earth is somewhere between 5 and 20 million tons, and even the biggest animals on Earth, whales, can't compare to ants in terms of cumulative mass. In fact, if you added up all the whales and every other wild mammal on Earth, it would be about 60 million tons, which is a lot, but still far short of the ants' collective mass. This immense population is spread across every single continent on Earth except for Antarctica. Their incredible numbers mean they drastically reshape ecosystems. They move more soil than earthworms do in many regions. By shifting all this dirt, they aerate the ground, which helps water and oxygen reach the roots of various plants. So, while the individual ants may be small, collectively, they make a huge global impact. Number 3. Ants are ancient survivors that shared the earth with dinosaurs over 140 million years ago. Fossil evidence found inside ancient amber shows that the ancestors of modern ants were scurrying around the feet of the Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops. During the Cretaceous period, these early ants began to evolve and diversify rapidly alongside the rise of the very first flowering plants. While a massive asteroid impact famously wiped out the dinosaurs, the ants managed to survive the global catastrophe. Their adaptable social structures and underground homes likely provided the perfect shelter during those dark, harsh times. Surviving for hundreds of millions of years has allowed ants to perfect their evolutionary design and survival strategies. They have witnessed the rise and fall of countless species while remaining largely unchanged in their basic anatomy. You might say their lineage is one of the most successful of all the land animals in the history of the world. Number 4. Humans are not the only creatures that practice farming. Certain ant species have been running their own agricultural processes for millions of years. Leafcutter ants are famous for marching through forests, cutting up precise pieces of leaves and carrying them back underground. But they don't actually eat the leaves they harvest. Instead, they use them as fertilizer to grow a special type of fungus. The ants tend to these underground fungal gardens, clearing away debris and protecting them from harmful pests. This fungus serves as the primary food source for the entire ant colony's growing larvae. Other ant species practice a form of livestock farming by raising and protecting tiny insects called aphids. The ants guard the aphids from predators like ladybugs and even herd them to the juiciest plant stems to feed. In exchange for the protection, the aphids secrete a sweet, sugary liquid called honeydew, which the ants get to consume. And our fifth and final fun fact for today: a single interconnected supercolony of Argentine ants spans thousands of miles across multiple continents. Normally, ants from different nests will aggressively fight each other to protect their specific territory and resources. But the Argentine ant has formed a massive global mega colony where ants from different nests treat each other like family. Scientists discovered that an Argentine ant from a nest in California will be perfectly welcomed by ants in Japan or Europe. This means billions of ants across the globe belong to the same massive cooperative network. This happens because the ants share a nearly identical genetic makeup and chemical scent profile. Because they smell exactly the same, they lack the territorial drive to attack one another, allowing them to merge into one giant community. This massive cooperative network gives them a huge competitive edge over other local insect species wherever they go. It's considered one of the largest cooperative units of animals ever discovered. Now for some news you can use. If you ever find a line of ants marching into your kitchen, you don't need harsh chemicals to guide them away. Instead, you can use common pantry staples like white vinegar or a sprinkle of ground cinnamon to create a natural deterrent. Ants rely heavily on invisible chemical trails called pheromones to navigate and tell the colony members where the food is located. When you spray vinegar or wipe down the area, it disrupts and erases these chemical trails, leaving the ants confused. Without their chemical map, the ants will simply turn around and look for snacks outside in nature instead. Now, if you want to permanently keep the ants out, you need to do a little bit more than just erasing their trails. Ants are opportunistic foragers. They send out lone scout ants looking for structural gaps around windows, doors, and foundation walls. Sealing these tiny entry cracks with silicone caulk and keeping outdoor tree branches trimmed away from your roofline will cut off their highways into your home. Combining physical barriers with natural scent disruptors creates a safe, eco-friendly, and highly effective defense system for your home. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, could it be true that an ant can survive a fall from a skyscraper or even an airplane without any injuries? Well, believe it or not, that's a fact. It all comes down to a concept of physics known as terminal velocity. That's the maximum speed an object can reach while falling through the air. Because ants are incredibly light and have a relatively large body surface area, their terminal velocity is only about 4 miles per hour. This means that no matter how high up an ant starts its fall, it will never fall fast enough to get hurt when it hits the ground. It can literally fall from the clouds, land on the pavement, and just walk away completely unfazed. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about ants with me today. Be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.